Hello and welcome to another Outlaws of Thunder Junction draft. I'm Paul Cheon and we are currently sitting at rank number 14. So we had a really nice, clean and smooth 7-1 run with our sweet Naya Railway Brawler beating of a rare deck in the last draft. And we only climbed 2 spots. So it's highly competitive here in High Mythic. So we're going to have to probably do lots and lots of winning to crack the top 10, but of course, we are going to continue fighting the good fight. Now, before this draft fires, I did want to say, if you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, the best way to do so is my Patreon channel. The link to the Patreon is in the description below. Shout out to all the current patrons. Thank you so much for your support, as it really does allow me to continue making this great content. Okay, ready up. Something sweet, something great. Keep the train going. Oh, and that's something exciting. Rush of Dread. Territory Forge is completely unplayable. Don't think about that. But Rush of Dread, 1 black spree. Target opponent sacrifices half the creatures they control, rounded up. Very important, rounded up, way better than rounded down. If they have 3 creatures, they sack 2 of them. Target opponent discards half the cards in their hand, rounded up. Target opponent loses half their life, rounded up. I want to play with this card, so I'm going to slam it. Other cards to consider here are Getaway Glamour, Slickshot Lockpicker, and Outcaster Greenblade. They're all very good. Outcaster Greenblade would be the other consideration, and honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if Outcaster Greenblade actually has a higher win rate than Rush of Dread, but come on. We're still here to try out the new rares, and I have yet to play this card in my deck. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the pick might be the Greenblade, but this card is so sweet. Come on. I mean, this card is so sweet. Look at it, just, if the games go long, and the games tend to go long in this format, this just does so much work. So let's go with the Rush of Dread here. All right, moving on here, we have Lassoed by the Law. This is, along with the Greenblade, one of the best uncommons in the set. There's nothing really that comes close to the power level of Lassoed by the Law. The next best card is probably the Getaway Glamour. The person that we pass to likely will take the Outcaster Greenblade, and then in this pack, we don't know. It could be a Desert, a Prickly Pear, or a Getaway Glamour, but I'm going to take Lassoed by the Law here. Great start, and one thing to note is you've seen me draft a lot of green. Actually, black-white is one of the better color combinations in the format, so happy enough taking Lassoed by the Law. This card is just awesome. It's like Faceless Butcher, right? Just 4 mana, kill a thing, make a token, or make a creature. That has always been a good path to success. All right, moving along into this pack. Don't see anything great that's black or white. I do see some powerful blue cards. I see Repulse, Intimidation Campaign, Canyon Crab. I'm not the biggest fan of Requisition Rate, and I think it's a little bit too early to take Forlorn Flats. Now, if I wanted to speculate in another removal color, I could take Scorching Shot, which is interesting. But you know what's really interesting me right now? This Intimidation Campaign. Maybe we can draft some kind of Esper control deck, maybe a blue-black based deck, but I think this card is awesome in those decks, and I do like it over the Repulse. So if I want to take a blue card, I think it's going to be the Campaign. Otherwise, I think Forlorn Flats is something you can take. But right now, I'm still just looking to figure out what my lane needs to be. And a 3rd pick Campaign could certainly be a sign that Dimir is where we might want to be. And I mean, take a look at this pack, right? Tyrant Scorn, 4th pick. Love that. Crom, Violent Cacophony is also very strong. But given that we already took an Intimidation Campaign, this commits a crime, and blue-red being one of the worst color combinations means I'm more likely to take the Tyrant Scorn. We'll note that there's a bunch of green cards that are all decent. The Intrepid Stablemaster, Hard Bristle Bandit, and Giant Beaver are all fine. But based on our start so far, and the fact that I'm just kind of interested in trying to do something other than my typical Abzan-based decks, I think Tyrant Scorn is a pretty nice pickup here over the Crom. There is a Thunder Salvo and a Jailbreak Scheme, but let's see if we can do the Dimir crime thing. Maybe that is something that is available to us. No creatures just yet. There's a Gila Courser here that's quite late. What was in the last pack? I mean, had we taken the Crom, we could have gone Crom into maybe Gila Courser, but I guess I'll just take a Loan Shark here for our deck, just because it's the only Dimir color combination card that's available here. Sterling Keykeeper would be the other option. Courser is fine, but I think, honestly, I'm choosing between the Keykeeper and the Loan Shark. I haven't seen a ton of white cards, though. So a 5th pick Sterling Keykeeper, certainly not necessarily a sign. So let's take the Loan Shark here as just a nice little value creature and kind of see where the packs go. Moving on to this pack, we have Torpor Orb, which does absolutely nothing. I like Dance of the Tumbleweeds, but certainly not something that we want in the deck that we have right now. There's a Jailbreak Scheme, which is a fine bounce effect. A little bit better when you actually play a bunch of creatures and you can use the unblockable effect, but it's still a fine card to play. Certainly seeing a lot of blue-red cards here still. That's another Thunder Salvo, but I really want to play this Rush of Dread. So I'm going to take the Jailbreak Scheme, although it's not the most exciting card to have in this deck so far. All right, moving on here. This is a fairly weak pack overall. Don't really like the Nezumi Lifelinker very much. I don't think we have any interest in being green here with Betrayal at the Vault, so Daring Thunder Thief is quite bad. Stagecoach Security is also pretty bad unless we end up black-white. But I just think this card is really bad. I'm just going to take a Stagecoach Security here in case I end up in a black-white deck, maybe. And that was kind of a speculative pick. God, all the red cards are flowing here. But I'm going to take an Ambush Gigapede. This is actually surprisingly good. And I don't mind playing one copy of this at the top end of my mana curve in my Dimir control decks. So I'll take that over the Prickly Pear. Recognizing that, yes, I am well aware. I am well aware that red was probably the color to be in here. But gonna take the fall here. Irascible Wolverine and Oasis Gardener also in this pack. But take the fall 9th pick is quite nice. It's a cheap way to reset Intimidation Campaign. So let's go ahead and take that here. And now we have, okay, well, I mean, all right. Peerless Ropemaster is pretty bad. So I will take this Prickly Pear, okay? I will take this Prickly Pear just because nobody else is taking the red cards. I don't know, maybe we got super lucky. All right, happy enough to take a Canyon Crab here just to have as a nice 2-mana threat. I do think it's pretty nice in this style of strategy. And usually I can find ways to draw cards. I already have an Intimidation Campaign, and I just think a good 2-mana card is just harder to come by. So let's go ahead and do this. Last by the Law, may or may not make this deck. Just because if we don't get the mana fixing, we don't necessarily have the ability to play it. One thing I do want in my blue-black deck, though, is some way to finish the game. So some decent evasive creatures would be nice. Obviously, would be leaning towards the uncommons there if we can get a hold of it. But we will see what the packs give us. Now, had we been blue-red, we could certainly take the Slick Sequence here, as it would be quite nice. But let's just lock ourselves into blue-black here at this point. We have the Intimidation Campaign, Tyrant Scorn, and Rush of Dread. So really hard to move away from that, even though I know that the person passing to me is likely in black. Here I'm going to take Rattleback Apothecary as just a nice blocker, and gaining some life can also be pretty relevant, and we're really looking to commit a lot of crime, so we'll take the Apothecary here and move on. And moving into this pack, oh, one of my favorite cards. I do love me a Rictus Robber. I just absolutely love this card. Easy enough to set up a spot where you plot this, then use a removal spell like Tyrant Scorn, or even Rush of Dread, and then play this out as a 4/3. Or if your creatures just naturally trade in combat, boom, you get to make a 4/3 and a 2/2 body, so very, very happy about that. Unscrupulous Contractor is okay, but it's less good in this type of deck because I'm not really going to have as much fodder to sacrifice to draw 2 and lose 2. So let's go ahead and take Rictus Robber out of this pack and move on. It's a Crom Violent Cacophony, but not really able to play it here. I mean, we could take it, but there's a Raven of Fell Omens. I'm not the biggest fan of this card, but if you are able to commit a lot of crime, it's fine. Bucolic Ranch is okay as a really slow scry land, but if you're not playing any mounts, it's pretty mediocre. I'm not going to take Failed Fording this early. You only really want like one copy of this, so I'll take the Raven if we find that we need just a cheap threat that we can use to commit some crime. Here, I'm going to take another Intimidation Campaign. All right, so that is our win condition, right? We're going to look to commit lots of crimes and get lots of value here with the Intimidation Campaign. So, going to be on the lookout for that. Really good pack here, though. Cactarantula, Jailbreak Scheme, Desperate Bloodseeker and the Derailment. But let's go ahead and take Intimidation Campaign, and we have a game plan here for our deck. Moving on to this pack, we have, I'm not a big fan of Neutralize the Guards. There's a Desert here that's off color. It does give us a way to commit a crime, but I mean, do I really want a green-white tap land here? The other option here is just a Failed Forwarding, and this gets much better. I know we don't have any deserts, but I'm just saying this gets much better when you do have 2 Intimidation Campaigns, because then you're not down a card. So I suppose I can take my first copy of Failed Forwarding here over the Creosote Heath and move on. Oh, well, I would be I can't imagine too many cards that I would take over Soured Springs here. It commits a crime, gives us mana fixing. It is absolutely perfect. And we are going to slam the Soured Springs out of that pack. All right, this is shaping up okay, I want to say. Moving on to this pack, what do I want to take? There's Binding Negotiation, which is an okay hand disruption spell. I'm still not super high on it necessarily. There's Tomb Trawler. Some people have been going super deep with Tomb Trawler recycling deck. There's a Jailbreak Scheme. I already have 2 bounce spells, so I don't really care about that. You know, I'm actually going to take the Lush Oasis. I just feel like this deck is looking to commit crimes. I have Rattleback Apothecary, Raven of Fell Omens, and double Intimidation Campaign. So I just feel like having extra deserts is always just going to be nice. So I'm going to take the Lush Oasis here to just have a way to, like I said before, commit crimes. Don't really want to play a second copy of Failed Forwarding here. Could use some mana. There is a Skullduggery that I can take, but I might just take Oasis Gardener here just to have as a 3-mana creature. I actually think this card is fine. So I'm going to take this as a 3-mana creature, and it is also a card that lets us splash the Lassoed by the Law, so I haven't minded the Oasis Gardener very much. Here there's a Conduit Pylons, which is a pretty good Surveil Desert. Slick Sequence tabled, so nobody's in blue-red. Makes sense, blue-red is the worst color combination, but I'm going to take the Fall. It's a very, very cheap way to commit a crime, so can't be too upset with that. Not a big fan of Harrier Strix, so I'll just take the Thunder Thief in case I feel like I need a body in my deck. And now we'll just take some random cards here for the sideboard that we're not going to take. I guess the Jailbreak Scheme tabled, so I guess we'll take it. I wonder if it's better. I wonder if it's better than the Failed Forwarding. I'm not sure. Like, there's only so many bounce spells that I kind of want to play in this style of deck. Moving on here, we have Ariette the Beguiler, which basically does nothing. It's just a 4-mana 4/4 lifelink creature, but I'm just going to slam Deserts too. We have a couple of Deserts. Cheap removal spell. We don't have that many things to do early. Very, very happy to pick 1 copy of that up. Put the Failed Forwarding here maybe on the side, just because we might not want to play that. Here we have Journey to Nowhere. If we were interested in splashing white for an extra removal spell, what are we looking at for removal? We have a Tyrant Scorn and a Desert's Dew and a Rush of Dread. It doesn't look like... I mean, we don't need to play this Lassoed by the Law, and I think Phantom Interference is just fine because we already just need things to do on turn 2 anyways. So I'm going to take a Phantom Interference here over the Journey to Nowhere. If I had a little bit better fixing, let's say I had a blue-white or a black-white Desert going into pack 3, I would consider taking the Journey to Nowhere, but I think the Phantom Interference will just be a good card here. This gives us now 5 things to do on turn 2, and boom, going to take another Desert's Dew here. Very, very happy with that pickup. I'm not the biggest fan of Reanimate. Some people are really high on this card. I think it's just okay. There are instances where it can be really good. Let's say you're playing Spinewood's Armadillo. I think that's really cool, but just in general, I don't want it. Honest Rutstein is a nice way to get some value here. We have a Lush Oasis, but again, just going to prioritize cheap removal here. That's exactly the type of thing that you want to go with the Intimidation Campaign. Now, however, I don't really care about Metamorphic Blast. With double Intimidation Campaign, I think we're going to be good on card advantage. So I am looking for additional ways to win, and we do have 6 things that we can do on turn 2. So I'm not really caring about the second copy of Phantom Interference. Let's take Rictus Robber here as another way to win the game, right? Another way to just have a nice, good-sized body in play that creates 2/2 tokens. And now we have an interesting pick. We have the pick between... Man, blue-red so open. Anyways, we have the pick between Take the Fall and Raven of Fell Omens. Number 2. You know, let's try the Raven. Let's try the Raven. A lot of people have been telling me that Raven is awesome, so I'm gonna try it here and see what happens. Wow, all the Rictus robbers, all of them. The question is, do I want my first Vault Plunderer over Rictus robber? I have 2 already. Yeah, I think I want the first Vault Plunderer over the 3rd Rictus robber. We have 2 Desert Stews, a Tyrant Scorn, but we don't have infinite removal. Wow, another Malcolm? Jeez. We don't have infinite removal, so I'll just take the Apothecary. Here I'll take a Slickshot Vault Buster. It's not insane, but we are committing lots of crime in this deck, so I do think it can have a home here. I am not the biggest fan of Shackle Slicker. I'm not casting multiple spells a turn, but I will slam Lonely Arroyo here. This does give us access to a white land, which makes it so that splashing the Lassoed by the Law becomes a more reasonable thing to consider. And again, we have 2 Ravens, a Vault Buster, a Rattlepack, Apothecary as things that care about crimes, along with the 2 Intimidation campaigns. So I do think the Arroyo is great. So what happens if we play everything? 28 minus 3. This gives us 25 cards, I guess. Don't care about Rise of the Varmints. Not going to splash Slick Sequence. Oh, what could have been. But to be fair, I don't hate this deck, so it's completely fine. I'm not going to play Spring Splasher, though. I know I can commit a crime every turn, but it's just not very good. There's a Stop Cold here if I really want a removal spell. Another Jailbreak Scheme. This is just way too much bounce. Probably like it over Failed Forwarding, though, to be honest. Just because this doesn't put you down a card. And now I'll take a Fake Your Own Death. I'm probably not playing it, though. And moving on. Alrighty, what are we missing here? All right, let's take a look here and see what it is that we have. We have the Arroyo, but I think if I just don't play this, don't play Lassoed by the Law, just don't worry about the white splash. I think our deck's going to just end up being better. And this is certainly a 17 land deck, at the very least. We have 9 blue and 9 black, sure. All right. Phantom Interference goes in the 2 mana slot along with all these cards. We can cut Skullduggery. Also double Take the Fall, so we do have lots of cycling here as well. So I guess we just need to cut 1 card here. Oh, we can just cut Stop Cold. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 creatures. Intimidation campaigns. Yeah, I like this deck. Let's see. That was one of the quickest deck builds ever. I don't think I need the Lassoed by the Law. I just want a nice, consistent mana base here. And let's see what this blue-black crime deck brings. I haven't drafted blue-black crime that often. I've drafted Cruel Ultimatum control decks, but I have not drafted the crime decks all that often. Here we have a hand with 3 Swamps, Desert Stew, and Rictus Robber with some blue cards. Obviously would love a blue source. Oh, we drew Rush of Dread. If I can help it, I'm going to try to set up Rictus Robber into Desert Stew, but of course it depends on the type of 2-drop that they play. There's a Desperate Bloodseeker here from the opponent targeting themselves. They milled Desert Stew. Okay, just give us an island here. Come on. I think generally in this format, I can probably afford to take some damage here. All right, they passed. Oh, and we drew a blue source, which is incredible. We get to plot the Rictus Robber here. And next turn, like I said, we can go Desert Stew into Rictus Robber. And what do they have? They're plotting something. Is it a Loan Shark? No, it's a Spinewoods Paladin. That's fine because we can just bounce that a bunch if we need. But I think this is just a really good tempo play where we go Desert Stew here into... We spent 3 mana and we got a 4/3 and a 2/2. Although we did take a little bit of damage, I will say. We did take a little bit of damage. Now, Rush of Dread does get better if I try to stall out the board. Like, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be using Jailbreak Scheme here. But they're not playing anything this turn. That's interesting. Huh. I mean, they could have something like a Snakeskin Veil, which would be pretty rough. I mean, but we have backup Jailbreak Scheme, so it's not that bad. I mean, I feel like this is a little bit rough. I really wanted to find another land. Like I said, they could easily have Snakeskin Veil here. Or a counterspell. Oh, they had nothing. So let's attack. And they put it on the bottom. Wow. Okay. Rooftop Assassin, sure. I mean, I'm not complaining. I just spent 3 mana to kill a Spinewoods Paladin, right? They need lands. That's why they put it on the bottom. All right, so we're at 13 though. We're pretty low. And they plotted a Free Strider Commando. I obviously want to wait on the Rush of Dread. Really want more mana sources here. All right. I mean, let's put Rooftop Assassin on top as well. They're probably going to put this on the bottom too, to be honest. The nice thing is Tyrant Scorn actually kills Free Strider Commando because it's got a mana value of 3. So that's nice. I would really like to just draw some extra lands here. All right, Free Strider Commando into Cactarantula. All right, so that's big. This requires 6 mana for me to do all the things that I want it to do. I don't have a great attack here. I suppose I can just try to bounce the Commando again and just see what they do. All right, let's think here. Because bouncing the Cactarantula seems quite bad. Or I can just pass. You know, I don't hate passing, actually. I have 2 decent combat tricks in this spot where it's not too bad if they attack me. Let's double block here. And take the fall. Wow, they had nothing. It just like auto-passed. Okay. Hollow Marauder. Okay, that's pretty good. I guess I can't even play this next turn, so maybe I just discard this. It is very good if I can cast it, though. I think Tyrant Scorn is probably pretty bad. Although maybe Jailbreak Scheme is also pretty bad. Definitely have to think about this one. Alright, let's just discard. I think the Gigapede's actually going to be good. How do I want to do this? I'm at 7 life. It's probably a pass here. I'm going to double block the Cactarantula and just kind of hope for the best. These balance, but I mean, they have so many just good like enter the battlefield creatures, so it just makes all my other things just a lot worse. All right, let's just shrink it and take less damage. Drover Grizzly. Okay. So this costs 6 mana for me to do a lot of the things that I want. What is this? A bite spell? If they had that's really interesting. If they did that, they should have just done that in attack with the Cactarantula, right? Yeah, I don't understand that. So I can make them discard. I can make them sacrifice 2 creatures. And discard the last card in their hand. Is that worth? And then I'm going to take a bunch of damage. Or I can deal a bunch of damage to them. No, let's just get that last card. All right. Probably going to have to chump the Cactarantula here. We'll see. Unless they keep the flyer alive. I assume they're going to keep Cactarantula, though. Oh, and we got a Consuming Ashes. All right. They kept the flyer in play, which is amazing for us because we have an Ambush Gigapede. So we're only now dealing with their top decks. We take 4 and see what their top deck was. Oh, it's a Conduit Pylons. Okay, they get to Surveil. I'm going to play around Snakeskin Veil here and just main phase the Gigapede. Wow, they put a Stubborn Burrow Fiend on the bottom. Okay. So how much mana do we have? We have 3, 4. Okay, so we have enough to do both. So Raven was a great draw because now we can go Raven into Gigapede. Kill the Marauder. I'm really glad we kept the Gigapede. It also acts as a way to win the game with Jailbreak Scheme. The +1/+1 unblockable on the Gigapede is amazing. Let's play... let's just attack. They have to have some kind of removal spell here, right? Oh, goodness. Wow. So they're at 5. Let me think here. If I bounce that, what happens? I'm just going to wait. Next turn, we can do all the things. Target creature to put a +1/+1 counter on. All right. We got one. We got one. Just beat your classic, Golgari mid-range deck. That, I will say, our hand, my deck didn't feel especially strong, but I just kind of had to do everything I can to try to survive their onslaught. But I think the games where I draw Intimidation Campaign changes those games a lot, right? Just because I'm so far up on cards. Okay, 1-0 with our Dimir deck. We're on the play, and it's a 2-lander, but we have a Desert with Desert's Due and Vault Plunderer. So if we can just find a land for the Vault Plunderer, that would be fantastic. Double Loan Shark as well. So can draw a lot of cards. Just need 1 land, okay? Just 1 land. Okay. Actually, I'll take like 3 or 4 lands, but 1 land to make this hand sweet. And we did not get there. Well, we can afford to miss like 1 land drop because we do have this Desert's Due for... Hopefully it's not a Vault Plunderer. Okay, it's a Vengeful Townsfolk. We can kill that because we have the Soured Springs. Now let's draw a land here. Just be reasonable here. Thank you, deck. Thank you for being reasonable. I appreciate you. Let's draw a card. And we drew land number 4. So that's great. So next turn, we can plot Loan Shark. And then have that start drawing us some cards, potentially. Depending on what they do. I can also try to go for some tempo play here with the Jailbreak Schemes. It's actually kind of interesting, right? Because if I just Like if I just jailbreak scheme, I just get in for 5. And I can just keep doing that. Or I can loan shark and jailbreak scheme, but then it's not clear that I'll be able to attack. I'm gonna plot. I just feel long term this is just gonna be better. Like I want to just keep hitting my land drops, and being able to go jailbreak scheme into loan shark seems really, really nice. And I doubt that they're gonna attack us with the Boneyard Desecrator, right? So I stand corrected. Baron Bertram. All right, you are getting bounced. Get out of here. And then we can counter it next turn too. Oh man. This is peak Dimir crimes right here, right? This is exactly what this deck's just trying to do. Peak Dimir crimes. They're at 10. We're going to counter something. Oh, never mind. We're not going to counter something. We're sad. I mean, we're going to counter anything that they play. For the most part here. Just because the Phantom Interference is just so easy to play around, I just feel like if you have the opportunity to play around something, then we do. Rush of Dread here is a nice way to kill something. But I don't know that I can edict them. So let's just math this out. Also, if I just draw one more land, then I can just get more value out of this. So I think that's pretty bad. So once again, let's just set up for a Loan Shark turn. Wish I could have been a little more aggressive. I mean, honestly, I could have. Hold on. You know what I didn't consider? Just using this as a fireball. I actually just did not consider that. But I can do it now. But let's think here. Because I can also just play an ambush Gigapede. Alternatively, I can just make them lose 5 life. Yeah, let's just do that. All right, so sack a creature and lose some life. They go to 4. They lose their Desecrator. And then they go to 3. Draw some cards. Attack with the flyer. And then we have a Jailbreak Scheme unblockable, potentially for the win. All right, Journey to Nowhere, probably on Raven of Fell Omens. Yep. Sack another creature, draw a card. I kind of just want them to tap out and play a big creature here. But I think regardless, we're in a pretty decent spot here, so... There's no... The nice thing is there's no Snakeskin Veil I have to worry about. And boom. Got that one. And we are now at rank 13. Man, it's going to take a lot of wins here, probably, to crack the top 10. We got lots of great gamers here. I'm still not sure how good this Rush of Dread card is. Right? Because if you spend 5 mana to edict just one creature, that's not very good. Or 4 mana to edict one creature. I think it's just the fact that you have that flexibility. And if you can ever make them sacrifice 2 creatures, that's great. And then if you can make them sacrifice 2 creatures and discard card, like, it just scales into the late game. So, okay. On the play, we drew the Intimidation Campaign. I'm very, very excited about that. So hopefully we don't have to use this Desert Stew on turn 2. So that I can get some value here with the campaign. Ooh, and they're down a card? All right. I am liking all of these things. Ooh, another spell to commit crimes with. I'm in for that. What do I lead with? It's probably the campaign. I don't think I care about the Vault Buster that much. Oh, that's a prairie dog. Let me think. I'm just gonna kill it. I have lots of ways to commit crime. It just seems way better to try to set the clear the board here and then get this going. I mean, we have 2 more ways to reset this. Look at our hand already. So, alrighty, we will play a Raven and kill the Drover Grizzly. Get a bunch of oh, this is this is amazing. This is amazing. They've got a nice deck though. 2-drop into 3-drop. Let's play the Intimidation Campaign. Maybe we'll find a blue land. Nope. All right, but they missed the land drop, so I just feel like the Raucous Entertainer might not go too crazy here. Giant Beaver, yep. We're definitely bouncing that. You know, I can put a counter on this. I wonder if that's worthwhile. I mean, making a 2-power flyer does seem pretty good. Alternatively, I can just play like a Slickshot Vault Buster. That can also be good. So this is actually really interesting. Plenty of great options here. I like, you know, honestly though, I do, because I can also replay this. But I like the idea of making a 2-3 flyer, to be honest. Just now, this is an actual threatening body. Top or bottom? Bottom. Look at that. Kill the beaver. Sterling Supplier. Ooh, that's a nice one. Okay. Removal spell? Nope. Let's play Intimidation Campaign. We can still drain them out. Drain. And then here, I think I'm going to play the Vault Buster just because it blocks the Raucous Entertainer. We still need to try to be mindful of our life total here. No attacks. All right, now we're actually out of ways to commit crime. Got some decent value here off the campaign, though. Easy block. Take up the shield, I guess. That's fine. The crab can block the entertainer afterwards. Oh, trash to town. It's trash to town. That's much worse. That is much worse. Wow. All right. They're kind of doing it here. But they are at 10 life. Oh! Hello. So we can make them sack a creature. So we have 8 mana. So they can sack a creature, discard 2 cards, and take a bunch of damage. Yeah, let's go for it. I know I could have the Intimidation Campaign in play and get some extra value that way, but I think this will be fine. I think I want to get max value here from the Rush of Dread. I'm very glad I put the counter on the Raven. Oh, and they kept the 5/5 around. Interesting. They have to pitch 2 cards here. They're going to go to 4 and then 2 here from the Raven. So, okay, I'm a believer. I see why this wins lots of games. This is probably a removal spell for the Raven, to be honest. The last card that they had. They discarded Snakeskin Veil and Trained Erynx. But now that they're at 2, we're at 18, so we don't mind this too much. Oh, never mind. That's also really good. I just need to find any way to commit a crime here. If I can draw any way to commit a crime, I'll be good. Oh, and Miriam. Okay. Wow, what? They drew one of these cards. There we go. Intimidation Campaign into... Intimidation Campaign. Getcha. Just doing the crime thing. We are doing the crime thing. Getting value in top 10. Yes! Yes, we have now made the top 10. We are rolling here. Sitting at 3-0. All right. Can we get to the single digits? That is the next milestone. All right, we are playing against a very solid player, 296. They are on the play. We have a nice hand, though. Take the Fall, Intimidation Campaign with Raven of Fell Omens. Curious what I should be doing here with the Lonely Arroyo. Should I just play it turn 1? Because it is a way for me to recycle, pick up the Intimidation Campaign and also get an activation here from Raven. I think so. The thing is, it's really bad if I don't draw another land. And if I play this, I can go Raven into Intimidation Campaign. So I'm going to just play under the assumption that I'm not going to draw the land. The greedy play is to just pass. But got a Raven in play. Ooh, double Raven. They will almost certainly have... Oh, Bandit's Hall? Okay. Oh, I think we're just going to run out Intimidation Campaign next turn. Unless I draw like a desert? I don't know. Probably not still. Okay. Let's play Intimidation Campaign with all these sweet cards here. But they're going to play something big here, most likely. We do have deserts to kill a 3 toughness creature, but when they go turn 3 Bandits Hall, I imagine this is going to be like a 5-5, like a River Beaver at least. Something along those lines, but we'll see. I mean, next turn, even if they play something really big... Okay, so Cactorantula, I think, would be the worst case scenario. Peerless Ropemaster, I mean, that's fine. It's actually a lot of interesting lines to take here. But I want to continue hitting my land drops. Like I can play the Apothecary, but that leaves mana at the table, on the table. So I'm going to plot this Loan Shark. We're going to play for the long game here, and we have lots of draining here, so I'm not too concerned about my life total. This is an Alright, so they're just playing like 5-color deserts, whatever. Like, I see Naya lands and a Peerless Ropemaster, and that looks a little bit odd, but... Whoa, they're main phasing this? What are they looking for here? Stubborn Burrow Fiend, okay. Oh, wow. This is just too much value. I think I'm just going to play Raven. I want to kill the Burrow Fiend, though, I think, while they're tapped out. Let's play the Loan Shark first. See what we find. We did find a land here, so that does change the equation just a little bit. Because now I can plot the Rictus Robber. I mean, just a lot of things I can do. But I do need to be a little bit careful with my life total. Like I can't just be super duper irresponsible here. But playing this and then getting the lifelink right away seems pretty nice too. Yeah, I'm just going to do this. I just want to make sure I get my drain off here. Make sure I play around Snakeskin Veil. And Desert's Dew can potentially kill something bigger if I draw a bunch of cards. And it taxes my blue mana less. But this is going to be kind of like a battle of the haymakers here. Oh, yep. Unsurprisingly, our opponent is also doing the... You know what's funny is like usually it takes a little bit longer for the format to kind of devolve into what we're seeing right now. But I just feel like a lot of the top players are doing this, just like pure value, 2-for-1 everybody out. I mean, that's what we're trying to do, right? I don't know if Intimidation Campaign is what we want to do here. I feel like I want to play to the board this turn. But do I even have a good line if I wanted to do that? I could just bounce the beaver. And just have a bunch of flyers in play. Yeah, this is big. Do I want to play Intimidation Campaign or bounce the beaver? I'm just going to bounce the beaver. This is more of a tempo play here. Get a double triggers here. See what they want to do. I think this beaver is going to go to the bottom most likely. Yeah, so. Can't complain when Jailbreak Scheme puts creatures on the bottom, right? Cannot complain. We're giving up a tiny bit of value there, but now we have 2 flyers. Okay, so they have a Nurturing Pixie here. They're going to use this to bounce my Raven. Sure. Right now, the issue is they have a mana advantage over us. All right. They actually just did not block, which I do not mind. And I guess now is probably a good time to run out the Intimidation Campaign. And then we'll play the Raven, and we'll take up the fall. Or take the fall, rather. I mean, these Ravens are quite annoying. Like, they need to have some kind of a removal spell. A fight spell here would not do it, though. Because we do have Take the Fall here, and we have a Rogue in the Loan Shark in play. And I do want to probably save my Desert's Dew here for the Nurturing Pixie, most likely. But we shall see. And I'm probably going to just try to get... the thing is, we can just drain them out here, right? So... Conduit Pylons, okay. Oh, they kept on top. So that's definitely a cause for concern. If they keep a bunch of mana up, then we're just not going to... If they keep a bunch of mana up, then we're not going to attack with the Loan Shark. That is super interesting. I don't think I care about the +1/+1 counter unless I put it on a Raven. Yeah, maybe that isn't bad. Let's see what they do, because they scried a card to the top. All right, they got rid of it. Oh, shoot. I did not mean to attack with the Raven. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. That was bad. Yeah, that was... Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. That was bad. Oh, that was horrible. Okay. I mean, they're at 4 life. Hopefully this is enough, but I just did not... that was a total brain fart. Total brain fart. God, that was so bad because that would have countered the throw from the saddle as well. Oh my goodness. If I lose this, I'm going to be really, really upset with myself. Truly. Truly upset with myself. Sure. Ah, man. Play the Apothecary. Kill the Pixie. Target this. Give it lifelink. Take action. Attack. This thing has Death Touch, which is pretty nice too. We could use Vault Plunderer to finish them off. That's always nice. It also, oh my gosh, actually, Vault Plunderer with Raven, that's 2 damage, right? Right now, we don't have a way to commit a crime, but the Vault Plunderer does allow us to do that. Wow, they went super deep here with these bandit hulls. All right, so Bristlebud Farmer here going to be used to gain some life here. Oh, we drew take the fall. All right, so let's play the Intimidation Campaign. I can give Menace, right? So they can go to 7? Let's give this Menace. Let's return to this information. This probably is enough. So they're at 4. Draw a card. Play a land. They go to 6. Oh, it's not quite. We put them to... Oh, no. Did we play a land this turn? This puts them to 1. We did play a land this turn. Darn. All right. At least the Bristlebud Farmer doesn't really... they don't have food, so it's just a 5/5 Trampler here, and they're at 1 life. Right? And we have Vault Plunder, Intimidation Campaign, and Raven in play. So that's a lot. They need to find a way to gain a bunch of life here to actually be able to win this. They're probably going to cash the Bandit's Hull here. Oh, Nurturing Pixie is a way to gain life. Wow. They should have attacked me for 5 first. But whatever. So now they're at 5 life? Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me think here. So if I Vault Plunderer targeting them and give my Raven, they go to 5. So then they take 2 from these 2. Then they go to 3. Then they go to 2. Then I have this. I mean, I gotta do it. Right? Honestly, is it this or do I give this well, they can double block this. Let's just target this and give it menace. I mean, you gotta sack your food here. All right. Oh my gosh. Oh, is that enough? I think that's enough. Yes. One. Yes. Desert for the win. Whatever. What a game. They had a lot of power. I like the cut of their jib. Double Bandits Hall, Intimidation Campaign. They went super deep. One day maybe I will go that deep, but I have not explored doing all of that just yet. But the Ravens did a lot of work. They did a lot of work. Okay, on the play here, certainly keeping. I do think I'm going to keep this Oroyo now because I have 3 lands here. So I can go turn 3 Intimidation Campaign and then bounce it back. If they play a 2-drop, I'm still killing it most likely. This is actually interesting. It's like, do I want to plot this to have a better board presence? Or do I want to play the Intimidation Campaign? Because I feel like the Desert Stew will be able to kill something. Let's plot. I feel like the plot is going to be better. If they play nothing, then we just play the campaign, and that's fine. All right, Vengeful Townsfolk. Although it is awkward because I have to play this. I guess we just do this. Maybe I should have played this. I don't know. It's fine. Let's play this and pick up the campaign. And I think we can afford to take some damage here just to get an extra 2/2. Desert Stew will be able to kill the Vengeful Townsfolk here. Oh, never mind. I mean, this is also fine. We'll just I suppose we're just gonna have to jailbreak scheme because I can't kill this with the Desert Stew. And I'm still just again, I'm just valuing all the. All right, we'll counter this. And try to get some advantages here with Intimidation Campaign. I just don't know if I need to play. It's like, am I supposed to play Rictus Robber? I'm just gonna. Maybe. Maybe I'm getting too greedy here with this 2/2. But I just feel like the card advantage from this is probably going to be too much. Next turn, we can set up the Desert Stew. It looks like they're going to Thunder Lasso. Actually, they could have Take Up the Shield. That would be kind of annoying. So yeah, let's just kill this now. I'm just never going to use Rictus Robber. All right. Intimidation Campaign. But I mean, the card advantage for here is just going to be way too much. All right, screw it. Should have had it in play ages ago. They should have been dead. I know. I don't play the blue-black crime deck that often. I just, you know, honestly, I should have just been happy with the 3-mana 4/3. I feel like you should probably just play the creature. And that's definitely my bad. Let's see. I can't imagine they're probably not blocking here. All right. In which case, let's go ahead and play the Loan Shark. I mean, this is just, yeah, they would just be dead, by the way. They would just be straight up dead if I just played this like 3 turns before I played it. That's on me, though. All right, Bruce Tarl is fantastic. They get an Ox. They get a Lackey. They get to hit me for 4. But I think I can attack with everything. We'll see what happens. Happy enough with this exchange. I will shrink the Ox. Pick up my thing. Give this lifelink. Take action. Okay. Oh, wow. Tyrant Scorn. Does that change anything? I don't think so. Okay. And let's go ahead and play another Rictus Robber. And let's play the Intimidation Campaign. Okay, this is a lot. It's a lot. Not gonna lie. The only way we lose here is probably a Final Showdown. Final Showdown would be very, very good, but outside of that, I think we're pretty good here. Yeah, I should have played this earlier. Oh well. This deck's been playing out pretty smoothly, though, I will say. And we got them. Let's go. Trucking along, and we are now in the top single digits. We have reached single digits. We are now rank number 9. Continuing to go up the ladder. I mean, we are on an incredible, incredible heater here. And let's not stop. All right, we are on the play, and we have lands and spells, so certainly keeping. Island, 2 swamps, Take the Fall, Vault Buster, Rattleback Apothecary, and the Rictus Robber. There's definitely some setup cost to the Robber, I will say. It's not just 100% free to get that 2/2. All right, perfect. Turn 2 Raven of Fell Omens. I'm curious which one of these I should play. They're both very good. I think it's going to be the... I mean, this ensures that I'll be able to get something. The only problem with the Apothecary here is the fact that I can't play Vault Buster plus Take the Fall. Well, we'll see what they do. All right, I mean, we're still going to use Take the Fall. We'll give you Lifelink. All right, that's a Loan Shark. And then we will plot Rictus Robber. We're going to play it next turn, I promise. We're going to play it next turn, I promise. Especially because we have this Loan Shark, too. So here, I think it's probably... Oh, wow. Well, minus the Gold Pan. Buried in the Garden, Hollow Marauder, obviously good. Oh, okay. Desperate Bloodseeker as well. With Dust Animus Home, man, they got some power. They definitely have some power in their deck. I mean, I can't imagine... I'm surprised they're not blocking with the Bloodseeker. play all of our things. And all right, well, we're kind of out of gas. This is all we have. They have an extremely powerful deck. So hopefully they don't just play like a 5/5, like a Desert into Cactarantula would be pretty bad. All right, we got a Tyrant Scorn, which was an amazing draw because they're keeping up a bunch of mana here. Oh, there? Oh, is this the treasured thing? Into Snakeskin Veil, maybe? That would be pretty annoying. Actually, hold on. So it feels like they have a combat trick here, right? So why don't I just bounce the Loan Shark and just draw a card instead? That plays a little bit better against Snakeskin Veil. Or take up the shield. This does give them a treasure. But I just feel like I want to just draw the card here instead. It feels like they have another trick up their sleeve. That's the only reason here. Let's play the Loan Shark because that is the second spell with the Tyrant Scorn. That's another Loan Shark. Okay. We can go Vault Buster into Loan Shark next turn. Trash to town? Could be trash to town. They don't get to draw a card at least. And we get to hit them back for a good amount. I mean, it's probably trash to town. Yep. Snakeskin Veil. See? They had it. They had it. All right, well, they get to draw the card here now. But good thing we didn't go for the kill on the Bloodseeker. So I'm very proud of myself for that one, I'm just going to say. Oh, was that a good draw? Holy cow. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Prevents them from gaining a gazillion life. And they scooped it up. They scooped it up. All right. Managed to take that one down. Oh, man. I'm really happy we played around Snakeskin Veil there. Whew. Feels good. Snakeskin Veil, take up the shield. When you're playing against green and white, you always have to try your best to play around those two combat tricks to the best of your ability. And we're now 6-0. With a shot at another trophy. Man, you know, if I win this, I will have a 50% trophy rate. That is wild. And this is a fantastic hand. 3 lands, Island, 2 Swamps, Tyrant Scorn, Desert Stew, Raven of Fell Omens, and a Rush of Dread. So let's see if we can get it done here. Turn 2 Raven. We did draw Soured Springs. I wonder if I'm supposed to hold that for the Disinformation Campaign, but I do have a lot of removal spells already. So maybe not. Yeah, let's just attack and let's just play the Soured Springs. I wonder if I'm just supposed to drain them for a bunch here. I don't know. Alright, so playing against a Grixis deck, okay. I can just make them discard... Oh no, it costs 5 mana. So we have a lot of removal. Wait, they... Oh, perfect. Okay. Intimidation Campaign, love that. This is this is probably the best card in this type of matchup, so very happy with that. Let's see what they do. They probably want to kill my Raven, but it looks like they're plotting a Loan Shark, would be my guess. And it was, in fact, a Loan Shark. We actually can't do anything. That's a little bit sad. This costs 5 mana. Yeah. That's it. I can't do anything about that specifically, but I can Deserts do this so it doesn't get the counter and kill it. And then return the disinformation or intimidation campaign back to my hand. But they will be able to draw 2 cards here, which is quite good. There's not much I can do about that. So they have infinite cards. But they have to discard again. No, they don't. No, they don't. Oh, goodness. Land? Would like lands. I'm doing this just to try to hit a land, honestly. But I might have to discard if I don't find a land. I am so sad. I don't think this counterspell is going to be particularly good in this pot. Yeah, I mean, is this how we're going to lose? Just not finding the lands? Is this an 18-land deck? It honestly could be, but I have multiple take the fall, so I thought this would be fine. All right. So now we have lost our way to just try to cheese them out here. Come on, deck. All right. We're going to set up here. This might be... Because this might be a turn where they just play several creatures. We'll see. But I'm going to set up for the Rush of Dread into Rictus Robber to try to come back. Well, they're not double spelling us. So that's good. Okay. Huh. I'm going to kill the Razzle Dazzler here, and I don't want to run into the counterspell. So I will try this. And then I'll play the Rictus Robber. And I think I'm just going to pass. They didn't make a 2/2. I wonder, like, they didn't do anything. Oh, I see. I see. All right. So they can be potentially setting up for an incredible turn here. I'm going to kill this Geralf, or at least make an attempt to, and hope they don't have a counterspell. And if they do, well... we in trouble. Okay. All right. That's why they didn't do the thing. Okay, so they have a nice board here. Might just need to edict their side of the battlefield. We still have not found a land. They have 2 cards in hand. I'm just doing this to kill 2 tokens, honestly. We have so many resources in our hand. I'm just trying my best to keep my head above water here. Silver Deputy, okay. Okay. Ah, man. Let's play a Rictus Robber. They have a removal spell. They have a removal spell, but I'm right now. My primary focus is to do everything in my power to stay alive. What on earth? Skullduggery? Oh, Rooftop Assassin? I guess it's a Rooftop Assassin. No, they're splashing. Oh, that was it? Okay. Wait. Oh my goodness. Look at them. So tricky. Just give me one land. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Let's play this. Let's play the Raven. Let's get back into this game. Come on. Irascible Wolverine. They have so many... Okay, that's a land. They're certainly going to play the land. If they kill the Apothecary, that's pretty bad. Okay. We're at 6 life. So we block here. We're at 1 life. Man. What do we do? So if we bounce the Loan Shark, we drain them, we go to 2. That's not enough. I think I need to do this. This gives me a better shot. If I can draw an untap land, okay. Then I can target the Loan Shark, drain them. Attack. We're so close to dead. If they have a desert, we die. I just felt like I just had to do this. Okay. What can we do? The Vault Buster is a good blocker. And I certainly want to put this on top, right? I think that's better than Intimidation Campaign for now. So let's go ahead and put the Brute on top. Actually, I can put a counter on the Raven. No, I'm going to just play Vault Buster. Where do you want it? Top is not bad here. Okay. Let's attack. I'm going to hold this for the Vault Buster. Oh my gosh! Wow! I did not think we were going to win that game, but they ran out of gas, and we are now lucky 7 with a perfect 7-0 run with our Dimir Crime deck. Incredible. Man. The heater just continues. The heater just continues. This is insane. Hold on. I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trophies in a row. This is ridiculous. I've never been on a heater like this before. This is unbelievable. I've now trophied half my matches. You know, we ended up with a very, very solid blue-black deck. Obviously, in the draft, blue-red certainly seemed like it was another color combination that we could have had a lot of success with. But with with the Intimidation campaigns, I really wanted to just draft this blue-black deck and see how it goes. And it played out really, really well. Rush of Dread was very, very solid. We got to do it for 8. We got to kill creatures. We got to deal damage. Very, very flexible. The Jailbreak schemes did a lot of work. I didn't think I had enough creatures, but the +1/+1 counter just comes up randomly, right? It's just an extra bonus whenever you get to the late game. Obviously, you know about the interaction. One card that I haven't played a lot of that ended up being quite nice in this deck, particularly because we had a lot of ways to commit crime. We had 3 lands, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We had 13 ways to commit crime. 14. The Raven of Fell Omens. It just did a lot of chip damage. The draining was also really relevant when we played against decks that are looking to be more proactive. And I mean, this thing kind of just dealt basically 1.5 damage a turn while also gaining us half a life a turn, right? Like every other turn, I feel like I was committing a crime. So this was really nice. The Rictus Robber was okay. I think this is maybe not quite as good as I thought it was because I had a lot of bounce spells instead of hard removal spells. But look, I mean, it still can't be that bad. And ultimately, this was just a really smooth deck with double Intimidation Campaign for card advantage. And we just ended up getting there. And it was relatively painless. When you draft your classic Dimir control deck, lots of ways to get ahead on cards, and kind of this just gives you inevitability. And just a lot of these games with so many ways to commit crimes. If you just play this 3 times, like think about it. It's like you drained your opponent for 3, you dealt 3, you gained 3, and you drew 3 for 1 card. That is a ton of value. So excited. That's the thing. I don't draft blue that often, but if I do, I think I generally want to pair it with black because I think that combination works really, really well together. But the reason why I don't want to draft blue in general is because I do not like the pairing of blue with white or blue with red. So where does that leave us? Well, blue-black or perhaps blue-green. The problem with blue-green is you don't have enough removal. And so you need to make up for that. So generally, if you want to draft a blue-green deck, you often want to splash black or white for Desert Stews, Lassoed by the Laws, Mystical Tethers for hard removal because you're generally going to be missing out on those when you're drafting blue-green. Obviously, you could have a bunch of clear shots and throw from the saddles, but you know, you're not going to necessarily get those all the time because they are premium removal spells. But 7-0, undefeated with our Rush of Dread Intimidation Campaign Dimir Crime deck, and that puts us at number 7 in the single digits. The heater continues. When will it stop? I hope it never stops because we need that kind of run to go for rank 1. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to hit the like or subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in a different way, I do have a Patreon channel. That is the next best way to help support the content that I make. The link to the Patreon is in the description below. Shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for your support. And thank you for joining me on this nice, clean, undefeated run. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow.